Gemini. So, you know Mercury is in retrograde. I know that you know because Mercury is your ruling energy. And so it would behoove you to know. You know. Now, what happens during Mercury retrograde? Yes, the text is from the exes. But there is a particular circumstance, something that you actually don't feel so good about. And it's almost a sense of deciding to be forgiving to somebody who wronged you, because you want to put out into the universe that you would like to be forgiven for something that you know and acknowledge that you've done wrong. Now, it is not like a Gemini to even think back or look back. It is not like a Gemini. It is like a Gemini. So you could hold grudges like a motherfucker. But this is a different situation. It's a situation that sort of taught you something. It's a relationship or a person that you grew with. Like, this was an experience that changed you. And it put you through some shit, which is why maybe there was fight back, where there was a period of not wanting to talk about it or not wanting to accept it or not, the blame game. But ultimately, when you came out on the other side, there was this aha. There was this realization. And so this particular individual who could be sneaking back into your texts is somebody that you are ready to talk to. Normally I would say, no. Put that phone down, Gemini. Don't even go near it. Don't even go near. But I'm not going to say that this time around, because there is a catharsis waiting to happen, and you deserve it. You deserve it's not a full second chance. It's not like you're thinking about getting back with this person or some shit. But it's like resolution. You deserve it. You deserve the peace at night. You deserve the sort of kind of like deeper breath, the deeper exhale. You also deserve this new mentality that you're creating in creating this opportunity for one person. You deserve it. You deserve that chance from somebody else. And it's like what I didn't realize until I read your energy was just what Gemini energy, like the place of Gemini energy in this whole craziness that everybody's been experiencing. And you, remembering, are the North Node. So essentially, it is you who are basically instructing others on, yes, the most challenging, but also the most rewarding thing to do. And ultimately, that is to open lines of compassionate communication. And so where we start now with this energy is a sense of way back when, what happened, like where did it come from, this sense of being ashamed of yourself, this sense of not feeling so good about what you did, or parts of you that you don't like and would rather hide from the world, but ultimately realizing that you can't hide any part of you from the world, that some motherfucker's just going to turn around and try to make that into something that you're being deceptive about, even though we all have shit we don't want people to know. But ultimately, this is you turning around and saying, I did that. It was not my proudest moment. And let me explain, or also acknowledge or share with you what came after and what I went through and all the struggle that I had to go through after what I did, right? And you're not doing it to prove yourself to people. You're doing it to almost like review in your own mind how you've changed, how you're not the person that you used to be because of this other person or this circumstance, the lessons that you've learned. And so there is this sense of this opening up for you. I'm telling you, this is leading to some good news, because there is a sense of opening up. When you open up, it's like you're leading the way. And that's sort of what the North Node does. And the North Node takes the challenges and does the shit that nobody else wants to do. You know, and in doing so sets the example. And that's exactly what you're doing in this energy right now, is you're setting the example, and you're getting opportunities that come to, you're opening doors. As you open doors, like directly proportional. As you open doors, doors open for you. See, this is once you forgive yourself and or learn that there's really nothing, not that there's nothing to forgive yourself for. There's nothing to hate yourself for. There's no parts of you that you should be ashamed of, because the weak parts and the strong parts both make you who you are. And accepting them both makes you the strongest version of yourself. And there's opportunities that come in from this wisdom. There is a door opening. There's good news coming in. A resolution that, you know, that you deserve. There's good news coming to you. And ultimately, a sense of compassion. Because that's what unconditional love is compassion. Being able to, somebody could put themselves into your shoes and say, Gemini deserves this. They absolutely do. Understanding that whatever their worst side was, it doesn't outweigh their best side. And it doesn't make them bad overall. What it does is it makes them human. And this is essentially, you know, just being loved by somebody, or choosing love over every other option, and that pouring down on you, finally able to pour down your love and affection onto somebody else, or open up. It's like literally as above, so below, like as within, so without. As you open up and as you forgive, so you are forgiven. So there's good stuff popping. There's definitely a gift being given to you. And it's almost like you're giving the gift of support to this unexpected person who, honestly, I don't know whether they deserve it or not, but that's not my decision to make. It's your decision to make, right? All you know is you're in a fucking forgiving mood. You are. And you're in a forgiving mood, maybe for your own sake and not their sake. But that doesn't matter, because forgiveness is for your own sake, right? Forgiveness is for the sake of liberating yourself from a feeling and a situation that you don't ever want to think about ever again. And the only way to not think about it is to bring it to a conclusion. And the thing is, as long as that hatred or that anger stays around, ultimately, it's energy that you have to keep into fueling it, right? Keep putting into fuel it. This is you basically kind of like being like, it's like all of a sudden surprise support shows up. Support that you didn't expect. You may not want to take it at first. Or you're giving surprise support. That's what I really feel. That's what I really want to say. It's like you're deciding to give surprise support to somebody that it's not about deserving it, that just would never expect it. And it has to do with a demonstration of just how far and amazing a person you've become. Because there's this sense of growth and expansion on your side that took you facing the worst aspects of yourself, those aspects that you would rather hide or rather not talk about. It could very well be addiction or stuff that you've suffered from. Hold on. That's my dog. Stuff that you've suffered from in the past, stuff that you've struggled with, those shadier aspects of yourself, those aspects that we hide, but you're healing them. You're saying, like, you know what? Those motherfucking aspects don't define me. They're not all of who I am. And I'm sick of having to hold them down and suck them down and pretend that they don't exist. They do exist. But look what I've done. You can't throw in my face what I've done wrong while simultaneously not acknowledge all that I've done to heal. those wrongs. You're getting another chance. You're getting a second chance. You're getting, like, this is a new start and a new beginning, like almost like a clean slate. And not necessarily because of what the public thinks or whatever. It's because of you. It's because you are now willing to accept those aspects of yourself as things that you don't have to be afraid of, or things that you can forgive yourself. Resolutions or resolutions that you can make with people. Like, this is a pivotal. This is a pivotal moment in your life. A change that changes you forever. A decision that changes your trajectory and who you are. And it is a conscious change. It is a conscious choice to drive yourself in another direction. And if you can do it, it is literally you guiding everybody else in that direction too. This person ultimately does not. This is somebody who deceived you. Somebody who you thought was a friend and ultimately struck you or poisoned you. They were deceptive elements, right? They were destructive somehow in your, like, destroyed loyalty, mistrust. They destroyed your trust for them, right? They thought only of themselves. This was something that this was something like exploration for the sake of their own, like experimenting. And maybe this was you. I don't know. Maybe it was you that basically decided to do this really selfish thing to somebody just, for shits and giggles, or thinking like, oh, I'll do it for myself. See if you could get away with it. Right. And it's like, was that your proudest moment? No, that's not my proudest moment. But if I'm going to ask somebody for forgiveness, if I'm going to forgive myself for it, I can forgive somebody else for it. And I can see that they have potential beyond what is the worst of them. And if I can't accept that I have potential beyond what is the worst of me, then I don't have a future. And I want a future. And you deserve a future. Let's go into the main reading. Gemini. Gemini, 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 Gemini. This is more manipulative energy, man. And Taurus fucking had the same energy. Was it Taurus or Aries? No, it was Aries. Had the same energy of just sort of being manipulated and led by somebody who was very egotistical and underhanded, or being led by your own ego or your own attachment to things that were egotistical in nature, driving your ego, like drug addiction, sex addiction, whatever, all those things, like those things that are driven by ego, that are driven by insecurity, that are driven by really fears, right? Pulling on your strings and manipulating you and guiding you and being that guiding force on you. Right? This is conquering them. This is a sickness. It's something that was constantly making you ill. That's what it was. Injecting you with poison and a venom. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. But ultimately, I think what it's really about is dealing with somebody, or being like dealing with some energy that was intoxicating you. It was poisoning your life. This is your energy. Watch your words. Being very, very cautious and particular about what you say or who is listening, right? But this is definitely a sense of feeling like you couldn't speak, you couldn't be yourself. Even like when you would listen to yourself talk, it was like you couldn't, it's like you were listening to a total stranger. If that makes sense. This could also be a sense of somebody sort of manipulating you through speech, like through how they talked about you, or somebody being venomous with their talk, through their talk, like somebody down talking you, bad talking you. And this is the person you're giving another chance. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but you understand it. You understand that if you could come back from this, then other people have a right to a chance to come back from this too. This is Piscean energy, being very patient, being very non-judgmental, and being extremely understanding. You may have had a confrontation recently with somebody who you were very close to and feel very betrayed by. But there's a sense of not being able to, not wanting to let go of the good person that you know is in them. So you're still willing to talk to them about something. You're still, you want to have this conversation. You want them to have a second chance. Because ultimately you're not completely willing to let this circumstance go. And I think most importantly, you don't feel out of control of this situation. Even though somebody may have mistreated you, you don't feel in any way like you've been permanently damaged or hurt. In other words, you don't feel like this person is a threat. You stand in a position of power because you see them for what they are, because they remind you to some extent of what you used to be. So you don't see yourself as being a potential victim here. You know that you got this shit in your back pocket. You know that you got control over this situation. And that is why you're even entertaining the idea of texting them back or opening up a conversation with them again. Because you know that you're good, that you're over it, that you've been through it yourself. So you know exactly what's on their mind. You know exactly what their strategies are. You know exactly the game that they're going to try to play, the manipulation they're going to try to spin. You don't have any fucking fear because you wrote the goddamn book. And that is why, essentially, it's your own life experience that puts you into a particularly empathetic relationship with this person. Time to heal. This is Kundalini energy coming from but this is also a snake. Think about a snake. Hard to control, erratic and unpredictable, and poisonous. So this is toxin, but it's like a toxin that you're finding a good use for. Are you playing with fire? A little bit. But ultimately, it had to come out. It had to come out. This is Scorpionic energy, finally being able to say what you need to say and put a spotlight on it. And it's almost like you're putting a spotlight on the poison itself. You're the one. You're the magic maker. Magic works through you. This is you transcending your very nature. You're the one giving the healing. You're the one showing the way out. And like I said, this isn't necessarily you letting this person back into your life completely. This is just a phone call. This is literally showing some kind of compassion. That's what it is compassion. It's being compassionate. It's deciding not to hate, because ultimately you've been on the other side of that hate and it's not really fair. It really isn't fair. So it's like, what the fuck is a conversation? Let me listen to this person. Let them talk. Go ahead. You're not going to hurt me. You are never alone. So you've got a lot of support coming at you, Gemini. Yeah. You're protected and you're loved. And this is love. This is almost like, this is not a relationship. It's not with this person. But it's almost a sense of the mentality that you want to be surrounded by now. Take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith in love. Maybe you are taking a leap of faith in this person. Making a decision, or it could be as simple as this. Following your conscience. That's my little Gemini cricket card. Following your conscience, and simply this. Simply following your conscience to be a loving person. To be loving and supportive. Or trusting that this person is sincere when they offer you love and support. Learn from the past. Oh, haven't you learned from the past? This is Taurus energy. This is you deciding to make a move and make a decision and proceed forward because you have learned your lessons. And you know that this is the right decision to make, to be forgiving, to be supportive. This person, I'm telling you, I don't know that I would trust this person again, but they really did put you through some shit. But there's this energy here that I have to say, Gemini, it almost feels like you put them through some shit too. So this is a conversation that you need to have. And I almost feel that you are still guarded. Like, you know not to let them too close. Right? It's almost like you're setting your compassion up 50 yards away from your real house. And you're saying, all right, let's talk here. Let's talk on neutral territory. And that's cool. Let's have this discussion. But ultimately, you're not letting them in completely. Because you know better. But you also know that it's not the two extremes, right? It's not a yes or a no. It's a, okay, we can figure out how to meet in the middle. That's where your wisdom comes in right now. This sense of it doesn't have to be that extreme. I don't want somebody backing me into a wall and forcing me into an extreme situation. I'm not going to force you into one. Sure, I'll talk. We could text a little bit. We maybe even be able to have a phone call. Why though? Why? So that's what I really need to get to the bottom too. I want to dig deeper into this. We're going to go into tarot. And that is in the link below. So feel free to hop on over there now, or please stay for a little while longer because I want to read the spirit guide and angel messages to you so that you guys can get a different voice and really hear the support coming through directly from the universe. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. Help Born Without Boundaries grow. And go find me over on my other platforms, including my website and my extended videos. You can join those and subscribe there too. There's lots of independent content independent from YouTube. So you can have fun over there. Or Instagram, where I do my dailies every single day. Come join me there too. Born_without_boundaries. Miracle. I'm telling you, you're getting a second chance. Like somebody is in a very, very, very forgiving mood. And that's what inspires you to be in a very, very, very forgiving mood. It's almost like through example, you're willing to pay it forward. Miracle, our wings of light surround you and those you love. This current situation is governed by a higher power. The forces of love are at work. All will turn out well. I don't think that you ever thought that you'd hear from this person again. I don't think that you'd ever thought that they'd come around or maybe let you off the hook. I don't think that you ever thought, but it doesn't matter because ultimately you didn't have to think it. Here it is. It's come to you. Courage. You have what it takes. Just do it. We, your angels, are here to support you. Yeah. I think you are the miracle right now, Gemini. I really do. Clarity. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in the blue of the sky. Feel a gentle breeze flow through you. There is peace. There is clarity. A magical healing has just taken place. A gift from your guardian angel. Clarity. There's just no... There's no room for hate right now in you. You just don't have it in you. Sacred source, we, your angels, are here to remind you of your magnificence. You are literally an angel in the making, a being of eternal love and light, forever one with God, Goddess, and all of creation. So you are worth giving a chance to. It's like, and it's almost like the holiness that you see in yourself, you see in others. Inspiration is next. A new idea comes to you like a gentle whisper in your heart. Listen and take action. This is inspiration from high above. I'm telling you, it's like it's like miracles are working around you right now. You're not going to expect them, but they're going to come to you. Don't look for them. Don't, because it's a waste of your time. They're going to come to you. Prayer. No matter how difficult the situation may seem, all is possible. Ask. We are listening. And with that, let's head over into tarot. I will see you guys in the extended.